An exciting night for us. We've been working towards this, some of us for well over a year, Jonathan and Jim 2 or 3 years, and here we are tonight. You know, folks, from my perspective for this, for all of you listening in tonight, there's a lot of new people on that aren't a part of our company. A lot of us are just like you. I came from medical education. My road began with a company in direct sales. There were already tens of thousands of people when I got there. I was late to the party, and we were building in long distance. We weren't saving the world. We weren't doing what we're doing here tonight. We were saving America about $1 a month on their phone bill. And even though that company never got more than 1/10 of 1% market share in any city in the world, we were the second most profitable privately held company on the Inc. 500 list. And our opportunity and our income grew as we started adding additional services to telecommunications. And some of them hadn't even been invented yet when we started, like the pager, like the cell phone, like the internet, and so many more deregulated opportunities came along. So when I was approached with Powur a year and a half ago, whenever it was, on Facebook, I felt as if I'd seen this movie before. We would launch in solar. We would build an army of environmentally conscious entrepreneurs. And then we would continue to add future services, and some of them are already coming upon us. And we would do this in multiple countries around the world. That first company gave me a lifestyle that I know most people on this line dream of. No traffic, no bosses, doing what you want basically every single day. The most important thing, my wife was able to quit her medical job. I was able to walk away from my medical company and be home raising my children every single day. It gave me the ability to start a cancer foundation that I'm proud to say had some impact on the world. And that compensation plan that gave so much to so many, that paid tens of millions of dollars out in bonuses to people from all walks of life, just like here, that had no background in them, so were busy people, that had all those things. That compensation plan that had, again, a fraction of what we had here tonight, that's what you're going to hear. And that's what you should be so excited about. And at that time when I joined, so you can think about the future, there was no way when I was working with doctors and surgeons every day and joined a company that I could have foreseen that basically a handful of people that I showed the opportunity to at my kitchen table, that I would be paid on 50,000 people a day in 11 countries around the world, and I would end up speaking in front of conventions of over 20,000 people at a time, and opening up countries like London and Amsterdam. And so when I look at this company, when I see where we are today, when you're about to hear tonight, what I've experienced tells me that the world and the direct sales industry, and certainly the solar and renewable energy industry, has been waiting for, but has never seen anything like what we're showing you tonight. And talking to solar providers all over the United States and now all over the world every day, let me tell you, they haven't seen it either. They are excited. They are waiting for this opportunity, and they are with us. They are ready to join us arm in arm as we transition the world to renewable energy. Before I turn it over, there was no secret to my success. I was on a webinar like this, and I went to work. Even though I had a family and children and workout and prayer and everything else that everyone has on this line, I simply went to work. And the highlight of tonight's call, I went to work and I built a team. And I helped that team, and I supported that team, and I lived with that team, and gave those people a platform to go build their own businesses. And I was just fortunate enough to get a piece of that for helping them accomplish their goals. And there's nothing greater than that, to help people get where they want to go. Zig Ziglar, and as a virtue, as a byproduct of that, you get where you want to go, and that's what tonight's about. So without further ado, I want to introduce you to the gentleman who had this vision in the rainforest several years ago, had a vision of a better world, had a vision of using his God-given abilities and innate marketing abilities and strategic planning and all the other skills that he possesses. But more than anything else, probably his warmth and his caring, and that's why so many of you love him, and you've been following him for years, and you're excited to go to war with him, with this company. I give you our CEO, Jonathan Budd.
Mr. Smith, every single day, my friend, it's an absolute honor to be on that battlefield of charging away for a new future with you, my friend. It really is. It's such a privilege to watch you work and innovate. And I think to all of you new people who are on the line tonight who we've not had a chance to meet before, to all of our existing partners and advisors and people who have been with us on this mission to accelerate sustainable energy adoption around the world. You know, what I think you're going to see at our company, and what I think you're going to be so excited to participate in at our company, is this state of constant innovation. I think that all of us naturally want to be part of something innovative. We want to be part of something creative that's out there actually solving a challenge in the world that nobody's ever solved before. And inside of that process, if we have the chance to actually create real wealth, real abundance, real freedom, real legacy for ourselves, I mean, what more could you really ask for when it comes to the work that we get to do every day with our lives? And fundamentally, that's why we exist, ladies and gentlemen. And the way that, you know, Powur is a vehicle for all of us to really achieve our personal dreams and the things that are most important to us, it's also a vehicle for the world to really achieve what's most important to it. And I think when you look at the world at large and you look at our society at large, there are certain values that we all share. And some of those values are health. You know, we need a healthy planet. We need a healthy world that is running off sustainable, clean energy. This isn't an option. You know, the scientific community, the business community, governments around the world have all spoken already. There's no debate here. We need clean energy to power our world, or there's a cancer, unfortunately, running through our body. And I know that that's a value that many of us share. We need independence. You know, it's time for us to truly be independent in how we produce energy and not need to rely on foreign countries and, you know, having to go to wars and things like this to secure energy resources anymore. We don't need to do that. It's time for us to take energy independence back. And as individuals, it's time for us to take our independence back. You know, we don't need to rely on utilities. We don't need to rely on outdated models and outdated systems. Fundamentally, Powur is about the new way to power our lives and to power our planet. And what we're going to show everybody tonight, and of course, you know, I'm assuming even if you're new and you're viewing, you know, what we're sharing with you for the first time, you've probably seen our Disrupt and Decentralized film already. You probably have a good idea of the big picture of what we do. Tonight, we're going to be talking about the money, okay? That's what tonight is about. Because part of what we've been innovating is a new business model that actually financially rewards people who are motivated entrepreneurs who are serious about the legacy that they're going to leave and the work that they're doing and the lifestyle that they're going to create in an entirely new level. And so what we're going to be sharing with you, we're going to take you on a little bit of a historical journey before we unveil the new Powur Super Lab. And you're going to be able to hear from one of our top leaders in the company whose life has already been drastically impacted by the previous lab bonus. And he's going to be able to share what that bonus actually did to his life and just put in perspective the possibilities that are going to exist after tonight for every single one of you with the innovation that Powur is now bringing to market. And lastly, you're going to hear from our president, Jim Bunch, who is such a pillar for our vision and such a pillar for the leadership and community that we are building about what this means compared to where we go next. So without further ado, I'm going to dive right in. So the first topic I'm going to discuss tonight are some of the historical precedents so that all of you savvy, smart people out there that are doing your due diligence in our company and making the decision to become a partner with us, okay, a business partner, literally, to lock arms and go accomplish this mission together of accelerating the world's adoption of sustainable energy and playing our role in this multi-trillion-dollar industry, it's important that you really know the type of wealth that is possible for you to create. So we're going to go over some of the historical precedents. Then I'm going to introduce the new Super Lab. And, you know, for some of you, you may understand right away what this means. Others, you know, it may take some more education, but it is nothing short of a multiple better than what we had before. Next, we've made some changes to our position qualifiers that I think you are all going to be happy about. Lastly, we're introducing a new sort of trigger or a new bonus that has to do with Power Pro, which I'm going to discuss, and these are all very specific to our business. We're going to discuss some of the active qualifiers because I want to make sure as we transition to the new Power 2.0 revenue plan that everybody is aware of the new qualifiers and is taking action to make sure you're ahead of them. And then number 6, I'm going to announce a special surprise that I think is going to make a lot of our pre-existing partners happy, and certainly many of you out there building a new team happy as we kick off this model. So without further ado, let's dive right in. So, one of the ways to look at what Powur is that we are really a distributed clean energy services platform. Okay, so we are a service. We offer people energy at a cheaper rate than they can buy from their utility, and the Powur platform has created an unprecedented network of solar providers to fulfill that product. And via our solar providers, we also have some of the most innovative financing solutions on the planet available to all of your customers, such that when a customer shows up to Powur, ultimately we can help them save thousands of dollars in their energy bills right off the bat over the lifetime of a system, or they shouldn't go solar. We can give them energy independence back, okay, so energy that they control from their own rooftop. We can increase the value of their home and help them actually own an asset that adds to their wealth versus having a liability that's always going to take away from their wealth, which is essentially what we're all doing every single month that we pay a utility. Our energy bills right now are liabilities, and we actually know how to flip that on its head and show people how to turn their energy bills into an asset. And that's what our product does. And it's a historic, unprecedented platform. There's absolutely nothing else like it in the world. In the last 90 days since we began unveiling Powur 2.0, we are now actually covering more states. We are in 24 different states. We're covering more states than our previous partner, Solar City, was covering in a decade. And they raised close to $10 billion and had 10 years, head start. And we're covering more territories in 90 days. So that gives you an idea of sort of the power of our model and some of the shifts we've been making, and really the fact that we are a platform that is providing this unprecedented energy services product to all of our customers. But I think it's important that as you look at the past of direct sales, I'm going to talk about a companies tonight and just what they did and what the impact of that was and the people who participated in building those companies. But the main takeaway here is that when you are the category creator of a brand new category that has the chance to be a multi-billion-dollar category, never mind a multi-trillion-dollar category, when it comes to direct sales, that is the best opportunity you can ever get. And you can see that historically over and over and over again by every company that was really first to create their category and rose to become billion-dollar companies and created massive amounts of wealth for all of the people who participate in that. So the first company that Bobby actually was a part of, almost 2 decades ago, was ACN. And what you're looking at here, just so you can have some type of reference in your mind for this type of bonus that has allowed these companies to create phenomenal wealth inside of their partners and the people who help them build, whatever it is they were building. ACN has a bonus. It's called the CAB bonus. All of these companies have CAB bonuses, and what that stands for is customer acquisition bonus. And what it essentially means is that when you enroll somebody on your team or invite somebody to your team, and they achieve a certain customer milestone, in many of these programs it's maybe 4 customers or 5 customers or 3 customers, whatever it might be, a bonus is paid throughout the whole organization at that event. And so this is what I'm actually showing you, okay? I'm showing you the size of that bonus that is paid in all of these companies, which are billion-dollar companies, okay? ACN has created billions and billions of dollars, and so much of that money flows through to partners. Ambit Energy was the fastest billion-dollar company in the history of direct sales. They made it there in 7 years because they were the first deregulated energy company ever. Ignite was right on their heels, and they're also one of the largest companies in direct sales. And what you're looking at is actually the CAB bonus programs of all of these different companies. Okay, so ACN did it with $495. That was their payout. Ambit was actually used to be more, but they've actually since lowered their payout. Their current payout is $190. Ignite's current payout for their CAB bonus is a maximum of $300. So I just want you guys to see the payouts of the giants in this industry that have changed countless people's lives and created billions of dollars in wealth for their partners. I want you to see that, because what I'm going to show you next is what Powur's doing. And before I show you what we're doing, I want to talk a little bit about the philosophy that drives our company for how we got where we are today with this model. And really, we're introducing the iTunes and the Uber model for direct selling. So we're actually innovating two industries at once right now. One of them is solar. By building a platform that has the ability to connect all of the solar providers in this country with customers in their regions so that we can scale across the whole darn world really faster than anyone else, because we're a platform, right? We crowdsource our providers and we crowdsource our customers. That applied the model to solar. That applied the Uber model to solar. But then we looked over at direct sales and we said, well, you know what? Nobody's really innovated a new model, a new financial model for direct sales in quite some time. And the traditional model that all these companies use is that they keep 50% of the money and they pay out 50% of the money. And that's what we were advised to do, and that's what all the consultants say, and pretty much everybody launches the company and they use these same old models. A lot of times, most of the time, 98% of the time. Well, we started thinking, what would our compensation structure look like if we used the Uber model and we paid out 70%? And what you're going to see tonight is what happened to those numbers. Okay, so for all of our people who have been in Powur and you've already made thousands of dollars or whatever it is you've made from that old lab bonus, what you are about to see is the result of us just changing our philosophy and bringing the Uber model to direct sales as well. And so the new Powur Super Lab actually pays up to $750 per advisor who joins your team and gets qualified to infinite levels. Now, the previous lab bonus, just in case many people on the line were not exposed to our old program, the previous lab bonus was $375. That was its maximum. This is not a 10% or a 20% increase. We have doubled the amount of money that we're paying out through our lab bonus. And this bonus can pay you on every single person to infinite levels. As every single advisor joins your network, joins your team, and qualifies, you can make up to $750 per person to infinite levels. So I want you to really take that in for a second, because when you start putting the pieces of the puzzle together and you realize that we're in front of a multi-trillion-dollar industry at its beginning, that in order for us to solve some of the biggest challenges in the world today, that trillions of dollars of solar energy are going to need to be sold over the next decade or two, and that we are the first direct selling company offering an opportunity where anyone can build their own business from the palm of their hand and participate in getting the word out, participate in distribution, participate in actually acquiring the billions of customers that are going to need to be acquired to create a majority of our energy coming from solar over the next 2 decades. So think about that. In a time in America where everyone's probably looking for more money, where everyone would like a part-time business like Uber or Airbnb, except in energy that's fun and exciting and rewarding, where countless people would probably love to not go into their job tomorrow and instead own their own business that they run from their smartphone anywhere in the darn world, helping to innovate one of the most important industries in the world. Imagine as thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, or millions of people learn about this opportunity that you're learning about tonight. and make the decision to say, you know what, yes, I do want to make some more money in my life. I do want to have more freedom. I do want to have less financial stress, and I do want that to happen on my own schedule and on my own time and on my own dime, and I do want to be able to participate in a meaningful industry and make my mark and leave an impact and do something that no people have ever done before. Well, as of this month, you can earn up to $750 per advisor who joins your team and gets qualified to infinite levels. And here's how this breaks down. As a senior advisor in Powur, and again, we'll go over some of these details a little bit more in full in just a little bit. As a senior advisor in Powur, you can earn $75 per lab to infinite levels, okay? As a national advisor, and this is a massive pay increase for all of our national advisors who are on the line. Our national advisors, which is really the third position that one achieves in our company, can now earn $250 per lab to infinite levels. And this is almost double what it was before. Our executive advisors can now earn up to $550 per lab to infinite levels. And this is double what it was before, more than double what it was before. Our vice presidential advisors can now earn up to $650 per lab to infinite levels, and our presidential advisors can earn up to $750 per lab to infinite levels. So just to put that in perspective, there's no other company in the history of direct sales, in any of the multi-billion-dollar service-based industries, that have ever even come close to paying out a bonus of this size, ever in history. And those companies have created, more millionaires than we could rattle off in a long time, and impacted the lives of a lot of other people financially. And frankly, as Bobby said, I don't think saving America $1 a month on their, telephone bill is really that game-changing. I don't think that's going to come close to showing somebody how to produce their own clean energy from their own rooftop, save thousands of dollars, own it, and have some of the most innovative financing products to achieve their goals in history. I just don't think that comes close. But ladies and gentlemen, that's the story. And that is the opportunity that we actually have in front of us tonight. It's to go make history. It's to go do something that no people have ever done before. And it's to be financially rewarded at a level that people have actually never even been rewarded in this industry before. I'm not aware of another company that has a payout where they're committed to paying 70% of all of the revenue that transacts across their entire company out to their advisors and partners who help them do it. So what that means is, as you follow the plan that your leaders have shown you, that the people who have invited you to Powur have shown you, what that means is, as you build your business, you actually have the chance to earn more revenue off all the activity that's happening in your business than you really can off the revenue that in all of these other companies. So it's essentially a significant pay increase over the types of business and activity that you're doing than anything else that's out there. And this is a huge selling point that you're going to see us start taking to market really soon. Now, before I move on, I just want to briefly touch upon sort of one thing. Powur is really a real business. Okay, this is a real traditional business. This isn't some, overpriced juice or some, expensive auto ship for some, wannabe cream or something like that. We are installing equipment on people's rooftops that produces energy. Okay, we install mini power plants on people's rooftop that produce clean energy, cheaper than they can get from their utility. We finance those panels through a whole variety of vehicles, that are some of the most innovative sort of different types of financing, packages that are available today. It's a whole new industry. This is a real business, okay? When you join Powur, this is the type of company that you join, not because you want to get in and, sort of see how it goes and, oh, it sounds fun and I'm going to ride some hype wagon or whatever the heck it is. And people that join those types of companies typically join, company after company after company. It's like an endless, wagon where people are just cycling through all these different companies trying to find that thing that really is going to help them achieve their goals. And at the end of 5 years, they might have been in 5 companies already and don't really have anything sustainable to show for it at all. Well, that's not power. Okay, power takes a little bit longer to build because what we're doing is real. We're installing power plants on people's homes. All right, that takes time. But as you build a pipeline, you've got the chance to earn more money than pretty much all of these other, I would say, I don't know, just, hypey products maybe combined. And at the end of 5 years, you've got a real business that's got a real sales pipeline, that's got substantial money moving through it, and you've built something real and significant. We're more of a traditional business, I would say, than we even are a networking business. We just have a networking component that allows us to actually build our own sales teams and override the volume of those sales teams too. But the real guts and the real glory of what we're doing is this amazing platform to actually install power plants on people's homes and help them save money. So I think that's a key distinction, because we're not the company that you join if you're looking for some, really quick, short-term, oh, I just want to get in and be excited and try to make a bunch of money in the next 30 days. That's not us, and we don't want to be that at all. We're much more excited about attracting real professionals, people that want to learn skills, right? You want to learn how to be fantastic at selling this innovative new product, and you want to get paid really great to do it. So you're going to be excited to learn those skills. You're going to be excited to develop a business for yourself, and you're going to attract more professionals, and we're going to attract professionals, and it's not going to take 5 years to make money. You can start making money in the next 90 days, in the next 6 months, but it takes a little bit of time because you're building a pipeline and you're building a team. And guess what? That's real business. So we're really excited about that, and we're really excited to be able to offer just an unprecedented platform for smart professional business owners to go out there and do something that can impact their bottom line and impact their life in ways that I think few people can really imagine. So I'm going to jump right in here to the next piece, which is the Powur new position qualifiers. So we've made some changes to the position qualifiers. So one of the changes, the first thing that I'm going to talk about, as you can see here, to become a certified advisor in Powur, what that means is that you have personally referred 5 appointments. So you have helped 5 homeowners get an appointment to evaluate zero-down solar for their home. Now, when you've helped 5 homeowners get an appointment to evaluate zero-down solar for their home, you reach the first position in Powur called Certified Advisor, and you actually will make a $150 cash bonus once you do that. And then you're in position to start earning additional overrides and all sorts of things. However, what you'll notice here is that we are now introducing an easier path as well, or a new qualifier to help people achieve this. So anybody who currently has an active Powur Pro subscription, so if you subscribe to our marketing system, Powur Pro, which actually gives you all of the different articles and content and marketing tools that you need to educate anyone and everyone on the value of solar energy and on the amazing trend of sustainable energy and on what's happening in the world of business and science and all these different things that we've created. It's an amazing tool that's just a super powerful educational marketing tool to help you get more clients, get more partners, and grow your business. Anyone who actually has an active subscription to Powur Pro, we're going to count that as 2 appointments towards all of your personal qualifiers. So if you have an active Powur Pro subscription, instead of needing 5 personal appointments, you only need 3 to reach Certified Advisor. Instead of needing 7 to reach Senior Advisor, you only need 5, and so on and so on. So this is just another way that we're going to make it a little bit easier for everybody to achieve these qualifiers and continue to move up the ranks. Now, we've also lowered some of the qualifiers of our first 2 positions, so I'm going to address that here. We've now got a total of 7 personal appointments needed to reach Senior Advisor, in a total of 15 appointments in your team. So we've significantly reduced the amount of appointments that you need in your team, and we've reduced your personal ones. And then also at National Advisor, you now only need 10 personal appointments and 75 appointments to happen throughout your entire team, and you will achieve the position of National Advisor. And you are now eligible to earn up to $250 off every new advisor that joins your team and qualifies to infinite levels. So this is a really significant first milestone for everybody to hit, because you're going to really start to be able to make some substantial money off the growth of your organization at this rank. And again, all of the a personal Power Pro subscription counts as 2 appointments towards your personal qualifiers. So just a quick reminder for everybody, all of our pre-existing advisors, this is really, applies to you and, pretty much everybody. So obviously the new active qualifiers are live, so I wanted to remind you of that. So to be considered an active advisor, what that means is that you've either referred 5 personal appointments in a year, or you've referred 1 installation in a year, or you have an active Power Pro subscription. So any of those 3 things will consider you an active advisor. Okay, so 5 personal appointments, 1 installation, or an active Power Pro subscription. So I just want to give a reminder to everybody, make sure that you're qualified or considered active for our next pay run, because obviously we don't pay commissions unless you are considered an active advisor, right? That's the qualification to get your check, is that you are active. So the great thing about this as well is it's cumulative. So if you do 10 appointments in the next 2 months, well, guess what? That actually means you're active for the next 2 years. If you do 3 installs in the next 3 months, it means you're active for the next 3 years or whatever it is. So it's cumulative. So make sure you guys, make sure everyone watching this is active by our February pay run, so you are live when we do our first February pay run for the new Power 2.0 plan. And one of the last things I want to talk about tonight, and this is sort of a special Super Lab kickoff bonus that we're offering to everybody in Power, regardless of when you joined. All independent Power advisors, regardless of your start date, will be reenacted until March 31st, 2017 to earn new certified advisor bonuses and to have new lab bonuses paid. So that means all of us building our teams and all of us, just moving up the ranks for the first time, we are going to reenact every single independent Power advisor in the plan, regardless of start date, to be able to earn all of these new bonuses. And obviously moving forward, the qualifier to be able to earn the lab and the certified advisor bonus is that you must have reached certified advisor within 90 days of your start date. So within 90 days of starting, your goal is to have 5 personal appointments referred or 3 appointments in a Power Pro subscription. You will reach certified advisor and you can earn your certified advisor bonus, and we will pay the new Super Labs. Now obviously you can still reach your bonus after the 90-day period, or you can still reach new ranks after the 90-day period, but if a new independent Power advisor has not gotten certified in 90 days of their start date, then it does not pay labs and it does not pay a certified advisor bonus. So that is the incentive to work with your new teammates and really kick everything off to a bang as soon as people start. So we're really excited about this. Everybody's going to be reenacted until March 31st, 2017, so that we can go have the time of our life as we continue to get this epic story out to the world. So in closing, before I turn it over to Charles Thompson, I really just want to reiterate one more time that what we're doing is there's no precedent for it. Okay, we're innovating 2 industries with the Uber platform model at the exact same time, both solar energy and direct sales. This is a multi-trillion-dollar opportunity that you have the chance to be a category creator in front of. And I will just tell you this, my life was impacted in ways that I could not have imagined because I said yes to my first company that I joined, New Skin Enterprises, when I was a 21-year-old kid. And I got a call from my uncle who lived in Utah, and he said, you got to see this. This company is working on something really cool. And that was my introduction to this amazing industry that we're in of direct selling and to really being an entrepreneur and really creating my own lifestyle and being responsible for my own wealth. And I could not have imagined what the impact of joining a company like that was going to be on my life at that time. But it is what allowed me to earn millions of dollars at a very young age and then be able to take that money and go start the company of my absolute dreams. Because I've always had a desire to make a massive impact on this world. I've always known that somehow it had something to do with sustainable energy. And I knew that, if there was one industry that we really needed to solve more than any industry out there, it was sustainable energy. How are we going to power our world? If we were to run out of fossil fuels tomorrow, civilization as we know it would collapse. And you can't argue that one day they will run out. It's just a matter of when. So why are we putting this off? We know that as a society there's better ways, and we need to advance, and we need to usher in a new era of energy. And ladies and gentlemen, that's what we're doing. So you really have the chance to create a dream, and you've got a vehicle in front of you that no one else has ever had. So if you resonate with this and you're excited about it and you're excited about our vision, and to all of our people who are already excited, you now have even more to be excited about than you've ever had before. And truly what we're going to do next is make history, and it's not been done before. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Charles Thompson because I know he's got some amazing things to share.
Oh my gosh, Jonathan, you are unbelievable. I'm just blown away by what you have done here. And folks, what you witnessed, I'm sure you find it mind-blowing as well. It certainly was for me. And I just want to say, I'm just like every single one of you. I'm a field rep. I'm an advisor. I've been in the solar industry for years, have had the fortunate opportunity to launch two of the nation's largest electricity providers into the solar industry. And I witnessed the biggest challenge that the industry has today. That is the cost of lead generation and sales acquisition. And it was just a little over a year ago, I actually rejected Powur because of how it was presented to me until I watched the video. Now we have a film, and a film that tells a much greater story and vision. And I will admit I had concerns when I first engaged about Solar City. My years of experience in the industry created concern about being sole sourced to one company, and our fate, if you will, being in the hands of one provider. That was concerning. No longer is our destiny in the hands of one company. Instead, we are in control of our own destiny. We have, in just a few short months of development, created a larger footprint of coverage than Solar City has its entire time in the industry. Jonathan touched on it, but think about that. Billions and billions of dollars that they raised and spent. And we spent $4 million to replace that footprint and grew it by about 20% more. And you hear us speak about a platform. Now, what does that do? We match someone who has a need with someone who has a solution. And who in the world doesn't have a need to reduce their energy cost? Now we, instead of Solar City, we have the platform. And we've made the process so much more simple and achievable as Jonathan just laid out. Incredible. I've always said help a handful of people get a free proposal. Then help a handful of people become part of this movement. Now it actually takes less because one lead can count for 2 appointments. And man, we can monetize them like we never were able to before. In 2016, I replaced 6 figures of my income. Now that was before we had the monetization of appointments. Before we were paid now 3 times more money on our installs. That was before we had revenue share on the installs. And now, what you just saw displayed, double or more on labs, unbelievable. So as of today, I've decided to go all in with Powur because of 2.0, because of the monetization and these revolutionary super lab bonuses. This used to be slow money. Now it's great money with long-term wealth generation potential. Over the past few weeks, I've spoken with several advisors, asking how they're doing, just doing check-ins, and several have been waiting to see what other changes were coming. I don't think we could have handled all of the changes that occurred in the past few weeks at one time. We had to kind of take it in bites. My question has been, have you ever seen Powur make a change within our system, our process, now our platform, that didn't add more benefit to you and to your customer? Obviously, the answer is we always have. Powur has made consistent changes that have helped us in our business. So now, Powur 2.0 transition is complete. It's amazing. The waiting stops. There's no more waiting. We're done. We're ready to roll. So the winning starts tonight. But there's one more most important thing I feel we have to urge each other to remember, and that is that the path to our success has not changed at all. The only two things you need to do to succeed in this business is to refer homeowners to a free zero-down consultation, and two, refer entrepreneurs to watch our video or film and join your team. And that's it. And the people who do this the best are going to win big, really big. And I often say that the best is ahead. It's kind of one of my taglines. Well, the best is actually here, and it's now. So with that said, I would like to introduce our president, Mr. Jim Bunch, the amazing Mr. Bunch. Jim?
Thank you, Charles. It's always a pleasure, my friend. And I will be the last one to kind of wrap up this exciting, historic night tonight. And I want to share something with you. Behind me stands a library. And on that library stands a book by a friend of mine by the name of Stephen M.R. Covey. And the title of that book is called The Speed of Trust. And I want you to think about that for a moment. Whether you're a mom that's going to be out there talking to moms, you're transferring trust. Whether you're a realtor who's talking to a homeowner, you're transferring trust. Whether you're a homeowner who just got solar on your house, who's talking to a neighbor, you're transferring trust. And what trust does is it gives people the confidence to move forward in ways that maybe they had fear, like Charles said, or they had resistance, or they had confusion, or they weren't clear. Because in these times, we have got to move forward. So what I want to do is I want to instill the confidence right now, tonight, in our model, in our corporate team, in the board of directors, and in you, our partners, our advisors, in our technology team that is doing visionary things. What is being built by our team is something that no company in history has done. I can't tell you how many times in the last month somebody has asked me, really smart business people, why didn't anybody think of this before? Why didn't somebody come up with the Uber for clean energy? Clean energy. The simple reality is this: the universe doesn't make mistakes. We're never going to get the idea we need one split second too fast or one split second too late. You're never going to meet that person that's going to change your life one split second too fast or one split second too late. But here's what I can tell you, because I've been in this position before. We're going to scale this thing through the roof. We are going to touch every single nation on this planet. This is a real business. Jonathan said this before, and I want to echo this again. We are in an industry that is already the fastest growing sector of new jobs in the United States. It's called the renewable energy industry. And every single day, just Google this, every single day, we're inventing innovative products. Not we, but people, smart people, scientists, people who are driven to see a better future. Every single day, we are having solar panels put on rooftops that's producing energy cheaper than they can burn fossil fuels and pollute our environment. Every single day, the state-of-the-art batteries that are storing that energy until we're ready to use it to power our devices, our TVs, our refrigerators, and our cars are being installed in people's homes. Every single day, smart people in smart companies are finding ways to make our appliances more energy efficient, to cut our needs for energy by 10, 20, 30, 40, 50%. Every single day, people are installing LED light bulbs that we can control from our phones that can change the color of a room, to change the mood, to make a party mood or a romantic mood. Every single day, people are taking advantage of financial products that are revolutionizing how people can own their own energy and create wealth. This is revolutionary, my friends. We are amidst a multi-trillion-dollar shift. And one of my mentors, not in person but virtually, was a gentleman that we all know of, a gentleman by the name of Steve Jobs. And he said, you know, it's difficult, if not impossible, to look forward and connect the dots. You can, however, look backward and clearly see how all the dots connect. Right now, we are amidst one of the most massive transformations in our species history. And you and Charles and Jonathan and myself and every single one of us that's on this line are building a network of crowdsourced global solar providers, people who are out there every day selling and installing and maintaining these panels. We are building a crowdsourced community of people who are delivering trust, who are talking to their friends and talking to their families and talking to real estate agents and talking to every single one of us. We're building a crowd of 1099 advisors who are going to capitalize on every single kilowatt of clean energy that sun produces every single day. Think about that. When a panel goes on a rooftop, it is generating wealth from the air, from the sun. This energy infrastructure that we're building here in the United States, in America, and soon to be across the world, is a proven distribution channel. So I do want to instill trust in you. If you have doubts or insecurities or confusion, that's in your head. But what's happening around you is reality. And here's the simple reality. Powur is not a company that you go out and you date. We're not looking for a one-night stand here, pardon my French. This is a company that you get married to. Because 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10 years from now, when you look back and you realize that you made a decision, and by the way, decision comes from the Latin root decise. It means to cut off the other options. When we as a species make a decision to cut off our dependence on fossil fuels, when we make a decision to cut off the scarcity, the inherent scarcity that happens because we have to dig up stuff and burn it instead of use free, abundant energy from the sun. When you make that decision and you change your mindset, when every single cell in your body, the trillions of cells in your body, is in alignment with this vision, we will have evolved our species. Your financial future is going to be more solid than it ever has been before. So when I say we're not here to date, right? We're not here for a one-night stand. We are building something that is rock solid. This is built on a solid foundation. It is not built on quicksand. And that requires effort. It requires focus. It requires energy. And if there's one thing you've learned, if you've been around us at all, is that this team has an unwavering ability to maintain focus and to break through barriers. We are working 20 hours a day. We fall asleep at our desks, not because we don't want to spend more time with our families, but because we know that our family's future is bound up in us making those decisions. So again, Powur is not a company to date. Powur is a company for you to build a life in. You have the Uber of clean energy in your hands. And here is the reality. There is a migration that's happening, and we are moving millions of homeowners into a better energy future. And you should be proud of that. Not should be. You can be proud of that. You have the platform that magazines and TV shows are going to be talking about, and I promise you this, because we provide a simpler, better way for homeowners around the world in every single country to have the best possible solar providers in their neighborhood. Those providers, those installers, those energy experts are part of your team. You're building and leveraging a global network. I want to paint this vision for you. See this. You are building and leveraging a global network of professional entrepreneurs who have relationships with homeowners that want a brighter, cleaner future. Think about it. These families are going to have clean air, clean water, clean fuel, and it's going to cost them less than what we currently have. In closing, last night when my son went to bed and my wife was kind of wrapping up her night, I turned on a recording that I had done of 60 Minutes. It was President Obama, and they were talking about his 8 years in office. And one of the things that he was most proud of, and this really hit me, of all the things that you can imagine come across the president's plate, and he had no idea what he was getting into, But of all the things, and he said he had some epic wins and some epic failures, but of all the things, the thing that he was most proud of, the one thing that he takes pride in as he leaves this office and we transition into new leadership, he said, I am most proud of the path that we've set America on and the world with renewable energy. My friends, our teammates, fellow advisors, what are you going to be saying in 3 to 4 years when you have advisors and partners in 190 countries? I want you to see that right now. I want you to imagine that no matter where you go in the world, you have connections with amazing people that have been a part of this ship, with the best solar providers in the world, that we're lighting up offices, we're lighting up homes of billions of people, and there is zero environmental impact. And you know what's great about that? We're going to pay you to do that. Every single kilowatt that comes from that beautiful thing called the sun that hits a panel that flows through those lines is going to have a currency attached to it. Not just an electrical currency, but a financial currency, and that's going to fill up bank accounts across the world. I know that this vision is part of your destiny. It's simply a question of, are you ready to claim it? I believe that you're here for a purpose. I don't think you're here by accident. So here's my request. I'm going to ask you to refocus. I'm going to ask you to reprioritize. And I'm going to ask you to make this your #1 priority in your life right now. Because 190 nations are going to make this shift. I promise you that. So you're going to be looking back in 3, 4, 5 years, and you're either going to be celebrating with those of us who made that decision to cut off the distractions, to let go of the things that weren't moving us forward. And you're either going to be celebrating alongside of us and every single human on the planet because we did it. We can breathe clean air. We can power our lives with clean energy. Or you're going to be telling your friends, I remember when I could have. My friends, this is how we rewrite history. Again, you aren't going to be able to look forward into this. You have to leverage the speed of trust. That's why you're here, aren't you? Didn't someone introduce you to this conversation? You have to get over your doubts, your fears, your insecurities. You have to make a decision that this is the next piece of your future. So on behalf of myself and the rest of the team, I encourage you to refocus, reprioritize, and make a decision to join us on what's going to be an epic adventure. Because I can tell you this, I have been a part of a game-changing vision and mission with incredible entrepreneurs in the past. And nothing excites me more than this team, this vision, this technology, and every single one of you. So get back with the person who invited you here tonight. Clear your calendars, reset your goals, and make a decision that now is the time that you build a global business from the palm of your hands. Thank you so much. God bless. Have a wonderful night. Bye for now.